Hey everyone, this is Tony Reeves. If you like my content or have any suggestions, please let me know, and by all means, make sure you share. The only way I can get my word out is you help me get the word out as well. Hey everyone, this is Tony Reeves, and this is Reeves Point of View. Today we're going to talk about don't become a missing client. Let me tell you how this works, and I'm telling you from the side as being an attorney who used to practice law years ago and having to have this happen. All of a sudden, you're sitting here and your attorney is only contacting you sporadically. It's not that they're contacting you sporadically because they're choosing to. They're following their ethical responsibility of staying in communications with you. If it's a case, it's a long case that you're going to be in for a while, you might get a letter from them monthly, or you might get a letter from them quarterly, just letting you know what's going on with the case. All right, all of a sudden, mail starts coming back. You're looking here and you're looking at the letter, and this is as the attorney, and you're noticing that the return address, there is no return address at all. Then so you decide to start calling. You start calling up, all of a sudden it either says the number is no longer in service, or it's going straight to voicemail and nobody's returning your call. Then you look in your file to see if you have any email addresses. You're sending emails are bouncing back, or emails are not getting responded. You effectively now have a missing client. Let me tell you, if you're in one of those situations where you are having to move around because of a variety of life circumstances, trust me when I tell you, I fully get it. Sometimes it's hard to let everybody know where you're going from point A to point B. You're so busy trying to survive, you're not really worrying about other little details. You figure, I'll get around to it. When you hire an attorney to work your case, they are going to need to know where you're at so they can stay in contact with you, and more importantly, that the courts or whatever agencies they're dealing with know where you're going. If they can't find you, what it means is that if something crucial happens and they need to talk to you, they cannot reach you. And there it becomes the nightmare. Now what happens is that they're in a situation where they're going before the court is going to ask them, or the agency is going to ask them, when was the last time you spoke to your client? What's going on? And unfortunately, if there are some things that are happening, and it's even worse if it's time-sensitive things that are happening, if they can't find you, their ability to protect you becomes limited. I can tell you, if you're in a situation, and I've seen this happen, and sometimes people will say, well, it's the attorney's responsibility. They're supposed to stay up with their client. Yeah, but I always tell people, a legal case is a teamwork. It's the attorney and it's the client. They work together. It's not that it's not that the client throws the case to the attorney and then the client rides off into the sunset until everything's done and says, come on back. They're together as a part of the process along the way. So what ends up happening is, if for whatever reason the person has been out of pocket, if something time sensitive comes up, then that attorney has to make the decision, do I need to make sure I protect this client by filing whatever's necessary? Is this what they want? Or do I not do it and risk losing the opportunity to do so? I can tell you, it's not a fun decision to be in. And I've had clients literally disappear for a year now. And all of a sudden out of nowhere, they're like, what's going on in my case? I'm like, where have you been? We have been trying to find you. And of course, in their mind, they're thinking, I just thought you gave up on my case, which is always mind-boggling whenever I run across people who are like, I thought you gave up on my case, but then you came back later and asked me what's going on with my case. No. Unless the attorney has definitively told the court they're out of the case, they're in it until they can find you, or until the case is disposed of because they can't find you. So don't become that missing client. When you find yourself in a situation where you're moving from point A to point B, if you don't do anything else, keep your attorney informed. This way you know you have somebody that's advocating on your behalf, and at least they know where you're at.